What you're about to hear is part of the Podgods Network. If you have a problem with anything you hear, please write it in an email and go fuck yourself. Enjoy the show.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Salty Language presents The Enthusiast.
Hey there, enthusiasts. This is Tony and Bryan.
Howdy.
Episode 23. We're joined by Shannon Fink, the head brewmaster at Black Cloister Brewing, which, if you've listened to us talk about our drinking excursions we've gone on downtown, you've definitely heard us talk about Black Cloister.
Definitely.
So how are you, Shannon?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have any delicious Black Cloister beer with me right now, which, you know.
I'm sorry about that. I don't have any Black Cloister beer either, but I'm drinking a delicious beer from JAFB in Worcester. It's called Rain Delay. Delicious. It was gifted to me by the other brewer at Black Cloister. He got a growler and was going to share it, but then not enough people were there to share, so magically I ended up with the whole growler myself.
That's not a bad problem.
That's the perfect sharing size. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Good Humans from Shorts Brewing. Nice little brown ale. It's very tasty.
And I'm still sitting here contemplating all day that's in my fridge from Founders, but I didn't go get any. So.
Aww.
Yeah.
No, that's a bummer.
I know.
Way to bring it down, Bryan.
I know. Sorry. I'll remove myself.
Nice job.
Yep.
So I guess let's jump right into it. How did you get into brewing beer?
So I actually became interested in it when I was in my old life when I was working as a nurse. I actually was working with another nurse who was home brewing at the time, and he used to bring me samples of beer, and I thought it was really neat. He started bringing me books. Here, read this, read that. And then probably, I didn't start right away. It was probably maybe about 2 or 3 years after, he moved away. I kind of didn't really jump into it, and 4 years ago, I just hit my 4-year homebrew anniversary.
Nice.
So I decided I'm just going to go for it. Got myself a kid and tried an Irish red ale with my first beer. It was a complete disaster. And it just made me want to do it even more. I knew I was hooked the first time I did it, so...
Nice, didn't get discouraged. You went the opposite way instead. Smart, yeah.
I just wanted to make it even more. It's like, well, it's not going to defeat me now. I'm just going to have to do it again.
Right.
Now, when you say first, because I tried brewing beer once, and it came out horrible. But I had one of those little Mr. Beer plastic barrels I got for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what I made. It certainly wasn't beer.
Yeah, I think I try to do too much. Like they say to go through all these steps and the secondary and all this kind of stuff. And I think I went wrong when I secondaried it. And I think
Right.
I had an infection. But I bought the buckets. One of the kits that I use 6-gallon buckets.
Right.
And I think it was a Northern Brewer kit. So it came with the extract and then the steeping grains and the yeast and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds vastly superior to my plastic barrel.
A lot of people start with that though, and they just kind of upgrade from there.
Yeah, that's kind of our game plan here in this house is, we drink enough of it. You might as well start making it, right?
Right. You have total control over the process that way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while you get used to doing it, then it really becomes a creative process.
Art even, huh?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I've I have beers I put hibiscus in and fruit and all sorts of stuff.
Mm. Yeah, it's amazing how over the last, I don't know, like 5 years, I've seen, we've seen so many random things like on a beer label, and you're just like, wow, I never would have thought that would end up in beer. But, like, why not give it a try? Let's see what happens. Sometimes it's hot dog beer, and
yeah, we have tried hot dog beer.
Oh no, does that really exist?
It did, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, at one of the Michigan Brewers Guild festivals. I can't remember the brewery now that made it, but it was it tasted like hot dog water. That's what it tasted like. Yeah, it delivered.
I was at a festival. It was a winter beer fest, and me and my husband tried a garlic bread beer.
We did too.
Yes,
yep.
Try that one. That was crazy.
Yep,
wasn't it? You could taste the butter and all that. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I mean, I wouldn't be drinking a pint of it.
Right.
But it was really interesting. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what blows our minds a lot of times. Is there's almost always those at those festivals that we look at and look for them and go, well, we got to give this a try. Because,
you got to try it.
Yeah.
I think at that same Winter Fest they had the I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the double smoked pig's head beer.
Mm-hmm. That seems right.
Yeah, and I had to try that too, and it was actually really delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Did it taste like bacon?
It was kind of smoky. It was like a smoky beer, but they, throw smoked pig's heads into the wort or whatever. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
But, like you said, I mean, you see it at those kind of oddball beers at some of the festivals. It's like, I got to give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Where else am I going to try that?
Sometimes they really work, and sometimes they just don't.
Oh, yeah. But, I think you kind of expect that going after them, like when you look at, like the hot dog beer, none of us expected a whole lot out of it,
No, we didn't.
Like I said, it tasted like a hot dog, but it was not something I'd want ever again,
Right. Not something you're going to sit and drink a pint of and go, yes, I'll have another. Thank you very much.
Just no chance. No.
Well, I guess what was your gateway beer in the craft beer? I mean, I assume like everyone else, you start off drinking frat boy beers.
Well,
or no?
Actually, probably the home brews that my friend used to bring to me was probably my gateway beers, because I'd never really wasn't exposed to craft beers. Grew up in Canada drinking Labatt's Blue and Labatt Blue Light, so
right,
which is still, in my opinion, far superior to some of the ones that you guys have over here. But
I would agree.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, because he was doing some interesting, things with his beer, and so I was always asking him to bring me beer, which was kind of not something we were supposed to be bringing into the hospital.
Right.
Bring me a backpack with a 6-pack in it, and he packed it with stuff around it so the bottles wouldn't rattle around and stuff.
Right.
He's like, oh, I brought those books for you. They're in the backpack right there. I'm like, oh, thanks.
I'm gonna read all of them tonight.
One sitting.
Yep.
Man, that was some good reading.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
I need to come visit your library. That's awesome.
Well, that's fair. I mean, because it took me forever to get my wife to start drinking beer, and then I finally was like, have Guinness. You like coffee, you like chocolate, try Guinness, and then it's like a whole new world for her. Now she's gone down the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a Guinness girl, so always liked my dark beers.
Yeah, that's same with her too. She loves dark beers, and she's gone hog wild and Untapped. She's got the old 1,000 beer badge, and
wow, she's beating me.
Yeah, she's beating me. I'm like, how'd you do that?
It's because she remembers to check beers in, Tony.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a certain point.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
yeah, like festivals. You get the first 3 or so, and then you go, screw it, and then you try and remember them the next day, and
Yeah, exactly.
We found that out because when we go to the festivals, we usually do a podcast like the next day, recapping what we had, what we liked, and whatever. And this last time, things didn't work out to where it was like a week later when we did the recap thing, and we're sitting there going, just
what was that beer I liked again?
Yeah, it's overwhelming. There's so many that you try when you're there, and by the end, you're just like, what was that again?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially like if you try similar ones like this last one, I was trying like anytime I saw Scotch Ale on a board, I was like, yeah, give me one of those. And by the end, I was like, yeah, there was one I really liked, but I can't remember which one it was because I drank a lot. Yeah.
So do you go to a lot of the festivals then?
I try to. I try to get to as many as I really wanted to go to FOBAB this year, but just low on funds, so
right,
not happening. We went last year, and it was my first experience at the FOBAB, and I way overindulged, and it was a bad thing.
And we've all been there, I think. Yeah.
It was. I was doing so good. I was like, because I was very wary when I first went. I'm like, oh my, okay, they're all barrel aged. They're gonna be like 10%. I gotta be careful. So I was, taking it easy, and a couple hours later, I thought, wow, like I feel really good. This is great. I'm fine. And then it all went to hell.
Just like that, huh?
That sounds about right.
That, pretty much.
Yeah, that's how the when we went to Dark Horse in Marshall, and I was drinking Scotty Karates, and that's how it was there. I was fine, and then all of a sudden I wasn't. It was just.
And it's terrible because you're not okay all of a sudden. It hits you
Yeah.
like that. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
Yep, it reminds me of like drinking liquor. Yeah, like you feel great, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, where did my legs go?
Yeah, you try to stand up.
Yeah. No good.
Good.
It's plenty.
There were some amazing beers there. Beers that, despite, the overindulgence, I still remember a lot of and they had sour barrel-aged beers and aging beers in barrels that I didn't even know you could age in. Gin barrels, tequila, absinthe. It's crazy. If you ever have a chance to go, it's in November in Chicago. And they had like 2 rows of just experimental type beers. It was incredible.
Oh, wow.
I do love Chicago.
Convenient. Yeah.
It's a good time. Grab a group of people and just, all rent a room and go to the festival and then just crash out. You won't notice if there's like 10 people in the room. It doesn't matter.
This looks like a MASH unit.
Yeah.
It's just, that way it's cheap for everybody.
Right.
Now, when you go to something like that, does that kind of make you want to experiment more? Like back at work?
Go to a festival, my brain just starts going. I'm like, and I want to make one of those and one of those, and ooh, I have an idea.
I imagine,
yeah. It's what I kind of figured it'd be, similar to an artist or a writer, kind of walking around with inspiration, like a little notebook or something you jot ideas into.
I'll write stuff down too. It'll give me ideas. I'll jot stuff down.
Nice. Are you guys doing any barrel aging or is it top secret at Black Cloister?
No, it's not top secret. We actually are. I had and you're gonna love this, Mr. Scotch Ale here. I have a Scotch Ale in
Excellent.
3 bourbon barrels right now.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully it's gonna be ready. It'll tell me when it's ready, obviously, but I'm hoping by February, maybe the end of January, beginning of February.
Nice.
It'll be ready to come out.
Well, convenient. I'll be ready for it.
Say, if I remember right, Brian, you were a big fan of the Scotch Ale there, too.
I actually was, because we went there on when we all went out to celebrate my birthday. We were at the Cloister for a little while, and I was so disappointed because there was no Scotch Ale that night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. There were plenty of other things I drank that I enjoyed, so.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't had a beer from the place that I didn't like, so yeah, it's definitely become one of our favorite places.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. You'll have to come back for the Scotch Ale. Have you been since we put out Icon, the Russian Imperial Stout?
I
Ooh.
don't think we have been.
No, but that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
That just came out last week.
Oh, so then definitely not. But I might have to visit this weekend.
I think
maybe.
we're gonna maybe have
And
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I aged it on Tunisian vanilla beans. It's an 8% beer, so on the lower end of Imperials, but
Still though.
It's got to taste
Sounds-
terrific, though.
Yeah.
I
Sounds awesome.
personally love it. But I'm a stout girl, so I've been dying to make this thing. I'm like, let me make a stout. Let me make a stout. Please let me make a stout.
Well, stouts in winter, they just go hand in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, geez. Wow. I won't have to talk my wife into it too much to
Yeah.
swing through it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your favorite beer to make?
At the Cloister or just
in general. I
in
mean,
general. I go through phases. I really love to make them all, but I will go through phases. I went through, just go through a phase where I just make tons of Belgian beers, or then I'll make tons of different kinds of stouts. Fruit beers. I got really into doing fruit beers. Lately, I have there's one. Well, I don't know if you guys tasted Sweet Indulgence when it was out. That was a chocolate raspberry milk stout.
ooh, that sounds good, but I think I missed it.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, it wasn't out very long. It was kind of popular. It went
yeah, I
pretty
bet.
fast. But I made this, actually, my inspiration for that beer came from Big Luscious, founders.
Right.
Tasted
Right.
that beer, and I was like, oh my god, I have to make this. So I made my own version of it, which I named Justice Luscious, which actually became Sweet Indulgence at the brewery. But I still make that at home. People who know me, they're like, oh god, I can't wait till Sweet. And I'm like, I got some in my closet.
I was
If you
like,
need some, I can hook you up.
it's just funny, like saying in your closet, like you're hiding it away, like it's dirty magazines or something,
Much. I mean, if you open our hall closet, like the vacuum used to live in there, and now it's like it just sits in the hallway because it's full of beer.
Nice.
It seems like a better use for closet.
I agree. Yeah.
Full homebrew. I have 2 fridges in the garage. Well, we have the food fridge in the house, and then we have 2 out in the garage for beer and or lagering or whatever else I need it for.
Nice.
I don't see anything wrong with
No,
this.
me either. No.
You were perfectly fine in the water crisis we had.
Oh yeah, I already had a bunch of water downstairs just in case. That what's funny is the water crisis. Tom was so worried about the water crisis for the brewery this year, and nothing really happened. We made it through summer, and then we just got production was shut down for like 4 days just recently because a water main broke literally right outside the brewery on Erie Street and flooded us out, and we were on a boil advisory for 4 days.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So we made it through summer, but then, there's a water main break in Toledo every frickin' year. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Yep.
this one happened right outside the brewery. Flooded the basement. It was 3 inches of water down there where the glycol chiller lives. And what a mess.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So they were able to stay open, though. Luckily, we had filled the hot liquor tank. My lovely assistant was, I don't know, she must have had a premonition or something, because she's like, I'm just going to fill the tank. We weren't brewing the next day. We usually fill it the day before. And otherwise, we don't usually worry about it. And I said, whatever. We got some time. And And then the water thing happened, and so we had a hot liquor tank full of water that was good.
Oh, wow.
That they could, so they could stay open in the front of the house.
Right.
So at least they could still serve beer in the tap room.
Right.
But they couldn't wash their hands or anything in it, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, was it last year when a lot of the places were shut down because of that? Like, the employees, just, if nothing else, the employees couldn't wash their hands, really, so... You can't, you can't serve food if you can't wash your hands. So
he had like a sink brought in, like this portable sink that ran off of like water jugs and stuff. So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's funny how well, not funny, but how it's something that a lot of places have made contingencies for now because it's I don't know what they're projecting for next year, but I know they were thinking it was going to be strong this year and.
Yeah. And it's so hard because they're dumping so much crap in the water.
Yeah.
Even though it's filtered back there, it affects the pH of the mash and the pH of the wort. And, I'm using, different water profiles with salts and stuff. And if it's not what we had it tested for, which I'm sure it's not, and we just had it, we just sent it another sample to have tested because I'm sure it's totally different than the last time we had it tested because they're just dumping so much crap in it.
Yeah. Like so much that you can, like for those who don't know, like in the Toledo area and like the whole area here, there was an algae on the lake, which you probably heard about last summer because it was on like NBC Evening News and all this kind of stuff. Like NASA had shots from space of it, and you could see how green it was, and it was awful.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, our water was like green and stuff. So to counter that this year, they put a ton of like chemicals in it to help keep the algae down, and enough that like you can smell it on the water.
Oh yeah, it's like drinking pool water.
Yeah, it
so
is.
You can taste the chlorine almost. Yeah, it's horrible.
So yeah, I imagine it would change change your job, of course, using it. So that makes sense. Ugh. Yeah.
Well, what's because we did a little bit of homework. What's the Pink Boot Society? You want to explain that?
Pink Boot Society is a society, I guess, for women in the brewing industry. You don't necessarily have to be a brewer to be a member of Pink Boots. But it's a place that women can come together. It's a community of women in this industry, and they really focus on education for women in the industry. So you can get scholarships, and it's all, they'll give you scholarships or different stipends or whatever to go to classes or, some of them are out west, some of them maybe you go to Siebel or different things like that. It might be a full scholarship or partial or, depends on what the course is. So if you apply and you were to get it, the only payment, they have kind of pay it forward program. So the only thing they ask is that when they do meet at like conferences and stuff, that you come to the conference and talk about the stuff that you learn so that you can share with everybody the types of things that you learn. So they just had a scholarship recently that they gave away for women who were really into like the distribution aspect of the brewing industry. So there's a lot of different things. It's not necessarily just for brewers, but it kind of unites women in because it's a very small portion of us.
Right.
So we kind of got to stick together. And for women brewers, I think the percentage of women brewers to male brewers, I think we take up 13%.
Wow. Yeah, I thought about asking you that, but I didn't want to put you on the spot. So
yeah, and people, I think it depends on where you go. When I was doing my apprenticeship at Fatheads in Cleveland, they didn't seem fazed by it. And they're like, oh yeah, there's a female brewer down here, and a female brewer, oh yeah, she's cool and she's great. And I'd come back home and people they give me the head tilt. Like today, I had a guy, he was picking up beer for a wedding. It's his wedding tomorrow. I was really excited. He decided to have Black Cloister beer on tap
Awesome.
at his wedding. And so he came to pick it up with either his father or father-in-law, I assume, an older gentleman. So me and my assistant, Mo, who's probably like 90 pounds soaking wet. She's a tiny little girl, but she can throw grain like no other,
Nice.
I tell you. So I just start to go get the kegs. There was 3 sixtels and a half keg, a half barrel. So we use the dolly and whatever, get it out of the, and it's really nice. I'll accept, oh, do you need any help with that one time? But when you get insistent, like, okay, this is my job, and I can do the job, and so he asked her, and she's like, no, I got it, we do this all the time, thank you very much. Then he turned to me when I was hauling, and he's like, oh, do you want me to help you with that? I'm like, no, it's all right, dude, I got it.
Yeah.
So we get the kegs up, and they're getting them in the truck, and it was hilarious because my assistant was helping the older gentleman get it in. The younger guy getting married turns to me and goes, oh, okay. I said, don't let her size fool you, man.
Right?
Haul kegs like no other. This woman she's got it. It's all right. Then after they get it in the truck, the older guy comes and he stares. He's looking right at me. He goes, this is so cool. And he's looking around. He goes, so where are the Brewers?
Oh, jeez.
How rude.
Yeah.
And we get this all the time. It's like, I said, I'm the brewer. And he just looked at me like I was, like, giving him shit. Like I was like making shit up, And
Yeah.
he was like, kind of did this. I'm like, yeah, me and her. Like, unless you see anybody else around here, we were brewing today, so
Right.
yeah. We get this all the time.
Yeah, and you said that happens a lot, I bet. Yeah, when people pick it up. Yeah.
Just when you think it's you're past it, something else will come up like that.
Yeah.
Like it's 2015, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened?
A lot of people think that women can't do the job because it's a very physical. It's physical.
Mm-hmm.
You're lifting a lot of weight. You're throwing grain up over a mash tun, especially in a smaller brew house. We don't have all the fancy augers and stuff that are, putting it in for us.
Right.
Right.
But regardless, you still got to throw grain into a mill and that kind of stuff. It's just, we might not do it the way you guys do it, but we can get the job done. I mean,
I won't underestimate anyone anymore. I've seen CrossFit videos, and I've seen videos of women lifting weights that I'm like, yeah, if I even smelled that weight, I'd fall over and, like, grab a bicep, so forget it. I won't underestimate anybody on that anymore. So, yeah. It's just too bad the guy looked at you.
Decided we were just going to get, like, one of those fake beards. And so when next time someone says, so where's the Brewers? We're just going to run and put the fake beards on and then come out and say,
that's a great idea.
I'm the brewer.
That is a perfect idea.
Yeah, that would be pretty great.
So
Yeah.
Give them what they want, right?
Right. Just peel the beard off. Be like, it was me the whole time.
It's like a Scooby-Doo reveal.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Really? It's you?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
I say this at least 3 times a day. What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Especially in my old career, when I was a nurse, especially.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure you saw all kinds of wacky I mean, we've got a friend who's a nurse. I've heard some stories.
Oh, it's. I don't miss it. Let me put it that way. I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd rather, throw around bags of grain and get judged on your keg lifting skills than do that.
Any day of the week.
But because I know, because we're very familiar with Michigan beers. We go to a lot of the Michigan fests. I know we live just north of we do live in Michigan, but we're, we can breathe hard and hit Toledo, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But like in Michigan, they have the Fermenta, which is like the society, for women brewers, and it's a little.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually met. I forget her name. She was at the Cloister when we first opened, which is probably I met so many people that night at the grand opening. Somebody introduced me to her. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. They're another women group that just they like to enjoy beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, it's excellent.
Yeah, that's what we found, from the festivals and stuff. It's so amazing the difference in, if you go to, a lot of the, if you go to, the German American Festival, a lot of people are going to get drunk. You go to these beer festivals and you don't see a ton of people staggering around and falling over, or you see occasionally you'll see one, but most of the time it's just people real relaxed, just enjoying the beers and talking about the beers, and it's just an awesome experience for,
Exactly.
Yeah, it is a totally different world.
Yeah. It's, appreciating the beer instead of just, hey, I'm going to get drunk.
It's like that at the American Homebrew Conference, too.
Yeah, I bet.
People think, a bunch of homebrewers going and they're just going to be all wasted walking around, and it's not like that at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I would think you'd want to, if there's beers to try and stuff, you'd want to try beers, but you'd want to share and talk and,
And you're just learning from other people. There's so many different sessions you can attend that you're learning things about. I mean, pick a subject, any subject over there. That I did a session on sour meads, and they had ones on, hot side aeration and yeast blending and all sorts of the use of spices in beer. Really interesting stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's I think I'd see it probably more as a chance to learn about what I'm passionate about than, hey, let's just all sit around and drink. I mean, you could do that anywhere,
And
really.
that's what
right.
Club Night's for. There's a thing called Club Night and it's all homebrew clubs. Bring their home brews and just share the crap out of home brews.
Right.
It's amazing.
I would imagine so, yeah, because you could see everyone's ingenuity. I mean, it's basically like an adult science fair.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their tri-boards.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right?
That's an excellent way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I have to remember that.
Because it is, because there is, obviously some science involved in it. So, yeah, but...
It's the best blend. Home brewing is the best, or even brewing, the best blend of science and art.
Mm-hmm.
That one could ever have. I'm a big science geek, and I'm also an artist, so
right.
This is perfect for me.
Right, yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
Well, I guess what would you tell someone who wants to get into brewing?
Start with home brewing, and what I did is I just learned as much as I could. I read books. I joined my local homebrew club, the Glass City Mashers. We all learn from each other in there. And actually, if you guys aren't busy, tomorrow we're having a Learn to Homebrew Day. It's National Learn to Homebrew Day. And we're actually going to be over at Sabco Industries, where Dogfish Head got his first startup system. And a few of the guys are going to be brewing on that system, which is really cool. I've seen the system in action. It's really awesome. And we're just going to be sharing home brews and talking about homebrew and talking about beer. And if you guys want to stop out, it's going to be a pretty neato affair. And that's from 10 to 3, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, 10 to 3.
Huh, right on.
But yeah, I would just say, educate yourself. Find opportunities for education. there's always, especially joining a homebrew club is excellent for this because we all love to talk each other's ear off about beer.
Right, yeah.
Right.
I could talk to you guys about beer for freaking 10 hours. It just, that's what we like to do.
Right,
So
sure.
that's always a good outlet. And I think I was homebrewing. I think I was in for only a year when I came across the American Brewers Guild program. They wanted like prereqs, like college.
Yeah.
Like you want chemistry, you want. Well, I'm a nurse, so I had all this stuff. I said, you know what? I would love to do this for a living, so I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, obviously, I knew I had to get some kind of education. I can't just walk into a brewery and say, hey, give me a chance.
Yeah.
Right, here I am.
I like drinking beers.
Because A, they just don't accept people off the street. B, I'm a woman, so that's against me right there.
Yeah.
So they just kind of look at you like, yeah, whatever. So unless you know somebody that works at a brewery, you just can't get a foot in the door otherwise. So educate yourself. I got into this program. They have a 2-year waiting list. So I got in, and I had to wait till this year, January 2015 is when I started that program. But it's an awesome program. At the end of the book work, you actually go to Vermont. They put you through the paces. You'll actually, one day you're brewing, one day you're filtering, one day you're in a hop lab, one day you're in a yeast lab. Every day, sensory training. It's very intensive.
Wow.
Right down to like engineering. And then you go to a brewery of your choice, basically, and do a 5-week apprenticeship. So you're interning at a working brewery, and I was lucky enough to be able to go to Fatheads. Matt Cole was awesome. Let me work at the production brewery and the brew pub, which is obviously more my speed. It's a smaller
right.
system. The production is amazing, though. I mean, to be able to work on a system like that is incredible. So I learned so much. I brought back so much with me back to the cloister. I feel like since I've been back, I've been able to improve the beers. I think we were doing a good job, but then when I went away and I was like, oh man, there's so much work to do. We can make it better.
Right. Well, that's
right.
good, right? Because,
yeah,
when you get complacent, that's when,
right.
you start getting lazy and things start slipping on you. Yeah.
There's always something you can do better.
Right. Wow, that's really interesting. That's it sounds like an incredible amount of work with it too, which I think a lot of people don't you probably have no idea because most people don't even know what goes on in that process, but how much work is involved in it, that it's not just, I like drinking beers so I can make good beer or something,
A lot of people don't, know how much hard work it is and how much, they think, it's so neato, right? Well, a lot of it is janitorial work. So if you don't like doing dishes and cleaning, you won't like it. So might as well do something else. We spend at least 90% of the day cleaning.
Wow.
Cleaning, sanitizing, cleaning some more, making sure everything's clean. That's just part of brewing. And home brewers know this. I tell people who want to get into home brewing the same thing. It's like, if you don't like doing dishes, you won't like home brewing.
Right.
Because you're washing and sanitizing a lot of stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the brewing process really, you spend some time with it, but let's face it, you have a lot of, I'm an all-grain brewer at home too, so, but you have an hour to the mash. What am I doing during that hour? Probably cleaning something. When the boil is happening, that's usually an hour. So what am I doing? Usually cleaning something.
Yeah.
It's just part of what it is.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes they want to come in, they want to see, or they want to spend the day in the brew house, and they're just like surprised when they see what the work really consists of. We're there a long time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're used to the Sam Adams commercials where it just shows the guys having fun in sampling the beer as it's
That's true. High-fiving.
Yeah, it's.
And believe me, I mean, we have fun. I love my job. Even, I mean, right down to to me, that's part of the fun. Getting down and dirty and cleaning the stuff and, digging out the mash tun and getting inside and cleaning it out and stuff like that. To me, that's part of the heart of it.
Yeah.
And then, how much hard work goes into it when you finally pull a sample of beer off the bright tank and taste it. And it's like
it was all worth it.
You had a baby.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, look at what I made.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I guess one thing I've noticed, because before you guys opened, our haunt downtown was Maumee Bay Brewing. And I've noticed since you guys opened that they've kind of stepped up their game. Because there was a while their beers are just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
All of our friends and I agreed there's like a certain period of time where like summer that used to be just kind of like an beer season for them. But they've kind of stepped it up now.
This is good.
Yes.
See,
it's not a bad thing, no.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to hear this because and actually, someone told me, and I haven't been over there in such a long time, and I love going there because they have an amazing Reuben sandwich.
We call it the tea because our friend T, it's his favorite thing.
Huge,
yeah.
And you can only eat half. I have to take half home, but someone said, "Oh yeah, they have they made a Belgian something, maybe a triple or something."
That sounds right.
They're like, that's funny because they've never made a Belgian before. I'm like, well,
yeah. I actually noticed that too when I saw on their Facebook or something. They mentioned they were releasing a Belgian, and I was like, huh. Like you said, I was like, I don't remember them having a Belgian before. So that's great.
I think it's awesome, and I would like to see more breweries come downtown. Like, I would love to see us be like a Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
That would be awesome.
That city.
Yeah, me too.
I see it as this, like, the more competition, well, I don't even really call it competition. The more, it's a community, craft beer.
Right.
Really. It's not competition.
I'm glad you said that so no one thinks you're like, I don't see it as a competition, like, we shut the door, like.
No, I really don't. It's, if they're making something that's really good, it makes me a better brewer because then I'm like, well, that's better than ours, and I want to make ours better. So, it make everybody that friendly competition, if you want to call it competition, only makes everybody better brewers, as far as I can, as far as I'm concerned. Do IPAs really good. Maybe we do Belgians really good, and you strive to. They're like, well, maybe I want to do a really good Belgian, or I want to do a really good IPA.
Yeah.
It just makes everybody better. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I say bring more. The more the merrier.
Right. Sure.
So there'll be no Anchorman style parking lot fights.
No.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I would love to. When things start kind of settling down, we just got into distribution. I'm kind of getting the feel for, beers, trying to get beers out into distribution and making sure I'm on top of everything. But I would love to do a collaboration. It's been talked about. I know everybody's into doing it, but it's just a matter of getting us together.
Right.
Brewer's schedule,
Sure.
It's not easy.
No, I bet, because it's, when you're busy, they're busy, I would assume, and, so,
yep.
yeah. You know.
If you got free time, they're probably cleaning.
Probably. See?
No, Tony. She doesn't have free time because that's when she's cleaning.
Oh, right.
Come on.
So you guys got beer on tap all over the area now, don't you?
Yeah, we have. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing to see. Someone on Toledo Beer Aficionados Facebook page posted a picture on tap at. They have a growler station at Anderson's. I don't know if you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very familiar with the growler station.
So they have a growler station. So the guy posted a picture, and I was like, "Ooh, clown shoes," you know. And I was like, "Ooh, Founders breakfast stout." And I'm going down the list, and I was like, "Holy crap! There's cherubim." So
awesome.
It's exciting to see. You know, beers. You'll go someplace and we're on tap, and it's just it's nice to see it all around the city, and people are enjoying it. And I had a bunch of empty kegs coming back. I wasn't there, but I had a call from our distributor saying, "I'm bringing 35 empties back." I'm like, woohoo!
That seems like a good thing. Yep.
Yeah, really.
Awesome.
Especially since I really, 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 really need the empty kegs.
You got to fill them back up with some deliciousness.
I do. I have a lot of beer to keg. I got one in the bright tank. I have a Belgian Golden Strong that's coming out soon. There's a Christmas beer back there. Nature's Breast is working back there. I just dry hopped that one today.
Nice.
And today we brewed the spiced double, which I believe is going to be called. I'm not even going to say it because I'm pretty sure I'm going to trash the name. It's one of the. I think it's Balthazar. Balthazar? Is this
Okay.
Are any of you guys really religious?
No.
Not really.
Because apparently it's one of the wise men's names.
Okay.
So I may be saying it wrong, so I apologize if I just butchered it, but Balthazar, I think.
I think it sounds right. I've heard the name before, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a spiced version of our double.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that would be one of the 3 Christmas beers coming out.
Oh, wow. 3 Christmas beers. Nice.
How festive.
Yes. Trifecta.
Nice. Oh.
Now, I like, what's it called? Is it a Randall? Is that what they call when they pump the beer through the filter? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We had one. They don't like to use it too much because it wastes a lot of beer.
Oh, really? Does that?
At the end of the night, if nobody buys it,
oh, right.
There's 3 pints or something like that left in there.
Oh, okay. Because I know the one time I came in, they had it full of anise and orange peel, and I was like, ooh, and I can't remember what they were pumping through it.
Yeah, probably Katie, because Katie already has that on her. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
That sounds right, yeah.
And then the last time we were there, I was like, hey, what are you guys doing through the rand? They're like, nah, nothing.
It's a pain. It's a pain in the ass. I did a firkin, my first firkin ever. That was exciting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet.
That was the Icon before it got on Vanilla Bean, and I just put it on some coffee from Glass City Roasters.
Nice.
Local company here. And they roast it to specification. I call them this is the kind of roast I want, and they actually deliver it to my house.
Nice.
It's
perfect.
the most awesome company ever.
That's awesome that you get a specific roast kind of for it too.
Yeah, you can call them. Anybody can call them and say, well, I like this kind of roast, and they will roast the beans right there for you.
Oh, wow, nice.
I'm pretty sure they're opening up a coffee shop soon, too.
Yeah, and then they will deliver it to your house.
That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
So I put that on some Glass City Roasters coffee and some cocoa nibs. We had it in a firkin for 2 days. They only last 2 days, and whatever's left, down the toilet.
Oh.
But I think it was pretty much empty. There might have been
a couple
pints left in it, but
I just picture someone playing taps as it's pouring down the toilet or something. Just
sad.
Yeah, it's like that's no good.
It always makes me excited at Beer Fest when I see on the list like freaking tapping 3 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah. It's neat. But they don't last too long because of the carbonation level is so low already, and then you're exposing it to air. It's getting oxidized. So by the end of the second day, you're pretty much done.
Wow. It lasts 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days.
Wow.
But, I mean, if you think about it, you're only working with...
Oh, no. Tony, you still there? Anybody? Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Shannon, you were saying...
So I was talking about the low level of carbonation on firkins. They're really. This is why apparently English. This is a whole art form I learned, and we didn't learn anything about this in school. Firkins. We learned about barreling, but nothing about firkins. So I spent a long time trying to figure out how to do this firkin. I don't know about firkins. It's an English thing. And apparently it's a big deal, and much art goes into this. So I actually found a book on cellaring, actually written by an English dude. Read that, but it's still, obviously it was catering to people that usually work with it, because I was kind of like, well, kind of get it, but it's not really that clear. And then I tried to find, videos or something, but there's not much out there that talks about how to, carb them up or what level of carbonation. But they're supposed to be low carbonation. This is why everybody who goes to England says, "Oh, their beer is flat and warm." No, it's not flat. It's just a finer carbonation is lower carbonation.
That makes sense, yeah.
Right, yeah.
They serve it at what we call cellaring temperatures, which is actually when your beer is going to taste the best, like 50 to 52 degrees.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the mountains aren't blue then. I don't know.
Well, let me rephrase that. That's when good beer is going to taste the best.
Nice.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
Ice glasses and all that, all it does is cancel out all the taste. It's too cold. You can't taste anything.
Right. Okay.
We struggled at the Winter Beer Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was brutal this year.
Trying to warm the beer before it was pouring with ice crystals forming on the foam head.
Yeah, I actually I can't remember what brewery it was, but one of them actually refused one of the beers I asked, because the guy's like, I just cannot give samples of my beer out with that kind of ice crystals in it. He's like, I'm barely getting it to come out anyway. He's like, and it's going to taste awful. So he's like, I'm going to shut this one down. And
yeah. It's sad.
I felt bad. It happened quite a few times. There was one, I forgot, they were doing something trying to warm the keg up so that they could get anything to come through the line, because the line just wouldn't give them anything. So, yeah. It was so cold.
It was crazy cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, was it.
That's what KBS is for.
Yes.
Yep.
Warm you up.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I had enough beer that kept me, I felt warm anyway, whatever. Yeah.
That's all that matters, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said, nothing makes me laugh harder than the thought of thousands and thousands of people that were willing to stand in 4-degree weather to get a nice frosty beer. Just...
And then stand around like this.
Yeah.
Trying to warm it.
Yeah. Around barrels with fire in them.
Man, that would be great. Ice cold. Like, no.
No, it wasn't. There was a lot of ice crystals, yeah. Oh, man.
But I probably want to, I still want to go back. I can't help it if I almost got frostbite in my one hand, my token reaching hand.
Yeah, no doubt.
We went totally prepared. I had long underwear on. Then I had my clothes on over that, and then wore ski pants with the ski jacket, hand and foot warmers, 2 hats.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. Was my only real issue was, I was wearing those cut-off gloves because I needed to be able to get to the tokens. I was like, I wish there was a way they could work around, some other way they could do a system for the winter one so that you don't have to keep digging out tokens.
Well, only, founders and a couple others are asking you for tokens.
Oh, I see. So you're skirting the rules? I can't buy that.
Just pulling a Josh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my brother-in-law's favorite trick.
It was like FOBAB. We soon discovered that if you chat up the volunteers just a little bit, they forget to ask for the tokens.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, there's a few.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Every once in a while, you'll run across one where they'll stand there, they'll hold your beer until they see you put one in or something. But other than that,
yeah,
you're
we
right.
had a couple of those at the Winter Beer Fest. I'm like, really, dude?
Yeah.
Please don't make me take my glove off to get this token.
Yeah. That's why I said it. The other ones, I don't really care. That one's the only one where I was like, man, this stinks. I have to keep trying to dig these out. My fingers are numb, and I'm trying to grab a token, It's like, I wish there was, I don't know, a card I could keep in my teeth or something they could just punch.
There. You stick it right here in your
Yeah.
foot.
I don't know, something. That was terrible.
Fanny packs. That's all I'm saying.
You just won't let it go, will you?
Nope, not at all.
All right. Fair enough.
Well, I guess as I know it's going to be hard to narrow down, but what's your all-time favorite beer, if you have one? I know it's like probably trying to pick a favorite child.
Oh.
Sophie's choice here.
Oh, man.
Way to be a jerk, Tony.
I know. It's a sad question because I don't know if I could answer it.
Right.
I just don't know if I can answer. I don't know if my favorite. I mean, they're all they all have something favorite, I guess, that I like about them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess how about favorite right now?
Favorite right now is definitely Icon. That's the Russian Imperial Stout.
Ah,
nice.
You're selling me on it. Actually, you just said Russian Imperial Stout. Now that I was immediately like, ooh.
She said, craft beer, and you said, ooh. Yeah,
well, that's true too.
Yeah. You act like she's really selling you here. She's just offering exactly what you were hoping she'd say. So.
I remember that was one of my early beers. When I first started shopping at Anderson's for things that weren't your standard beer. Was Old Rasputin.
Mm-hmm.
The old Russian Imperials.
Have you tried the Russian Imperial Stout by Clown Shoes?
What's the name of it?
God, I'm gonna forget the name.
Because they have such unique names. I would definitely remember that.
They had to make a special one for Ohio because it's normally 13% or something really obnoxious.
Oh, beautiful.
And so, yeah, you guys can get the real one, but the one here is, oh, man. I wish my husband was sitting around because he would remember the name of it. That's a pretty incredible Russian Imperial Stout. You might want to get a hold of that.
Does were you saying, Ohio has do they have a cap on the percentage or
12%?
12%. Okay.
Really?
I was wondering about that because I've noticed when we've been in Michigan, I've had higher level beers, but I've never had one that was a 13 or whatever in Ohio. So
yeah, and I don't think that you can actually go to 12 because the one that they made was 11.5. But I think it's normally 12.5 or maybe 13%.
Looks like the Ohio one is the Unidragon Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah, I was just looking at Untapped.
That's what I did. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. So,
yeah. I'll have to find that because I have not had that before.
Yeah, nor have I. Interesting.
That's a good one.
Tasty.
So
I don't like them too sweet, so
yeah,
that is not a sweet one. So I like that one.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't really care for the sweeter.
I mean, unless it's supposed to be a sweet beer, like a milk stout. But even then, I don't like them like too over the top.
Yeah, that's what I found.
I have about one, and then I got to move on.
Yeah, like at the beer fest, I had a few like cherry milk stouts that I thought that I liked, but that had that like sour kind of cherry or tart taste. It wasn't sweet, so.
Well, like the Saugatuck's Neapolitan milk stout. I really like it, but I can't have a lot of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I like that too, but it's a one and done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not drinking it all night long.
Yeah, no, I can't.
No,
can't imagine. Yeah.
Well, what about like an everyday kind of thing? Because like I'm a big fan of the all day IPA. That's a nice standard in my fridge.
I'm really bad. I just don't look at ABVs I know people, I've been asked this question before. I'm like, I don't know, like, I guess you could try to start with something low ABV, but I just look at what looks interesting to me, and then I just start drinking it, and then I'm like, wait a minute. After I'm halfway done, what was the ABV on that? I'm feeling a little... Yeah, all day is a good one, but if I had to pick a good session beer that I would drink all day, Sunshine Daydream. Definitely one of my faves by Fatheads.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know that name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Too many beers.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
It's so many names. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said, walking around like one of those beer fests where there's 700 or 100 or 1,000 beers, and you're just like reading all the boards, like trying to read what's in them, and it's just, by the end of it, they all just blend.
Did you get to try any of Perrin's beers while you were there?
For Summer Beer Fest or their ice cream beers?
Winter Beer Fest.
I don't. What was their? Because they always do something wacky. What was their shtick at winter? I don't remember.
Poop your pants.
Oh right, yeah.
I remember. I think so.
And
I did.
It's sold out like immediately. And I've been waiting all year for this damn beer to come on tap. We actually took a road trip up to Perrin last week, me and my girlfriend, to get Poop Your Pants.
That's hilarious. And I'm checking on tap since I haven't pulled up, and I have not had Poop Your Pants.
Yeah, I know I did not. Sad. Yeah.
It is sad because it's a delicious beer. I brought a growler home because my husband couldn't go up with me. He goes, you better bring me some home. And we just killed that last night. That was, it's really good. It's a chocolate bock, and it's very, very tasty.
Nice.
Poop your pants. I love it.
Might want to take a trip up before they run out.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm always
if you're up there. There's other breweries. You might as well hit up, Founders and Vivant and.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're there.
Yeah.
You just.
Yep.
We chose like 4, I think, and so we went to Perrin first, of course, because we had to poop your pants.
Right.
And then we went to Harmony, and they have amazing pizza there too, but the beers are really good. Went to the Hideout, and they had some really good beers too. With what they're working with, that is amazing, because they're like fermenting in big. Like those big chemical barrels, like those barrels that they would put like lots of massive amounts of chemicals in.
Yeah,
that's what they're fermenting in.
Oh wow!
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I was like, what? You guys? Wow! Like, they're mash time. They're mashing, and then they're feeding by gravity into the boil kettle. I was just like, whoa, you guys. I thought we had like a low-key system. But this is like amazing. And they had some good beers. Then we went to Mitten.
Oh, I like the Mitten. Yeah.
I wasn't too happy with anything I tried, so we decided to leave because we had one more growler to fill.
Right.
We had to go to Founders since it was only 4 minutes away.
Yeah, right.
Now you got to get the pizza at the Mitten. Pizza flights.
Pizza? Yeah, is that at Mitten?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the pizza flights are pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were actually...
I'm like, is it actually a flight of pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6 little mini pizzas.
That is so cool.
Yeah, we were at Grand Rapids Brewery, And
love Grand Rapids Brewery.
Yeah, that's what we spent most of Saturday there. And the one guy that was working there, I had said something about that I wanted pizza, and he was like, "Oh, if you want pizza, you guys got to hit the mitten for pizza flights." So
yeah, well, that sold us.
The next time you're up there, because Harmony Brewing also has excellent pizza. They got one of those, natural fire stone ovens or whatever. So they had an amazing pizza there, and the brews are pretty good too.
Nice.
Oh, right on.
All right. Yeah, it's amazing how all of these places are like within the same city-ish like type of thing. It's mind-blowing how you could go visit 4 and there's still more to hit, just
it's excellent.
Nuts. Yeah.
It seems like everyone's doing fine too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And nobody, you can go to any brewery and say, they could say, okay, well, would you like another beer? And he's like, no, we're going to peace out and go over to Founders now. And nobody will ever say anything bad about another.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you got to go there and try some of their beers. They have great beers on tap. You can't,
Yep.
Everybody is supportive of everybody else. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's really not competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's, everybody should support each other, and it shouldn't be like, oh, well, down with Black Cloister or down with Mom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We come together. We're both in it for the same reason, because we want to brew great beer and, have people enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Our bartender, I think, because did we go to Founders before Grand Rapids, Tony?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so, because the bartender we had at Founders, I thought we were like, yeah, we're going to head to Grand Rapids, and he was like, oh, you got to try, and name like 2 beers immediately that were like, I love the, this and that, and, you'd think that from just an outside kind of like a business perspective, you wouldn't be like, hey, how about don't encourage them to go to competitors, but it's not, it's just not, like you said, it's not how the scene is done. Yeah.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great because it's just kind of like preaching the word of delicious beer.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and it's not, it's a totally different community than, the big beer guys think different. They don't, it's all about money to them. It's not about good beer and building a community of good beer. It's about how much shelf space they can get and
right,
knocking down the little guy. And
yeah, what's nice is like the liquor store.
It's just they don't see like, okay, yeah, we're making $1 billion, but oh my God, we lost like $500 million to craft brewers, even though I've made like $600 billion. Like, it's just never enough.
Yeah.
That's all
right.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. I love the fact that like a liquor store that's right up the street from me actually has a really big craft brew section. Their domestic stuff is probably about the same size or a little smaller than the craft brew section.
I want to say it's a little smaller.
I think it is smaller, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, a lot of that has to do, too, with, like, the domestic section, they're pretty much all, like, 12 packs, or whatever. Versus craft beer, there's singles, and then there's, 4 packs and cans and different, there's a bunch of different ways that they deliver it. The domestic stuff, most of it is just straight cans or bottles, and that's it. And they take up less space. But there's a lot of it. There's a huge Bud Light section or whatever, but I love the fact that I just ignore that section of the store.
Yeah.
So and a lot more people are, and it's scaring the crap out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like one of my greatest victories is our friend T, who, we've taken him to a couple beer fests, and it finally hit him one day. He's sitting with my wife and I. He's just like, God damn it. You guys turn me into a beer snob.
Hey, no, not snob.
Yeah.
So you're an enthusiast.
You're an enthusiast.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so true, though. I mean, it's like every time I go somewhere, I'll be like, what do you have on tap? And they start naming stuff, and I'm waiting for them to tell me the one craft beer that they have, or the two, because a lot of places that's, or Sam Adams will be the craft beer of choice kind of a thing, or Shock Top or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, I was hoping for Great Lakes or, something a little more, like, even smaller down the further down the road, but, it's like whatever, So that's why a lot of times on Untapped, when you see me checking in Sam Adams, it's because it's the most craft brew choice that I have.
I like some Sam Adams. I think their Boston Lager is really good. Rebel.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's good standby stuff.
Yeah.
I think they have some good stuff. Plus, Sam Adams has some stuff that I didn't even know they had. That it's not really made that available.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the conference last year, at the grand banquet they had, they have a beer and food pairing, and it was all Sam Adams beers, and they were cracking out creeks and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, what? Sam Adams does creek?
Yeah, I didn't know that either till there's a guy that does another podcast, and I was on their podcast, and while we were talking beers a little bit, and he lives in Boston. So he, and he lives, like, wherever it is he lives is, like, right by where they are, So he was like, yeah, he's like, I got this, and I'm like, what is that? I can't remember what it was now, but I was like, I've never seen that here, know? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's a regional. Like, it's only here or whatever. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, they have a whole bunch that don't make it out. And I was like, all right, I didn't know that. Like, that's kind of cool, because that's what most, a lot of breweries have that, have beers that are tap house only kind of thing. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when when Jeannie and I went up to Marquette this summer. There's a brewery up in the Upper Peninsula called Upper Hand, and they just distribute to the Upper Peninsula, and that's it. And it's like an offshoot of Bell's. Yeah, and I guess they just started distributing into Wisconsin, but I don't know why they're not coming down into the Mitten itself. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
Check it out next time I'm up there.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
I think we're probably about our hour.
Yeah, we are. Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't have a timer in front of me, unfortunately.
Yeah. So.
This has been a great talk there, Shannon.
Yeah.
Glad we could get you on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Definitely. We always love talking beers with people. So
it's kind of one of our things.
Yeah. We just got to go to the next level with this, Tony.
Wait, what's the next level?
Making more beers.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Or making beers. So
make more beers.
Yep. So, is there anything like website or anything like that you want to promote while you're on here, or because I know like the Cloister or whatever, but
yeah, our website is blackcloister.com. We're also, I think, we also have a Facebook page, and there's also a Facebook page special for the order of the Black Cloister, the Mug Club members, which I have no access to. My husband does. He's like, oh my God, this is going. I'm like, what? Like, it was just posted here. I'm like, well, I don't see that. And he's like, oh, well, that's on the other page.
Wow, so you're just not in the know. I'm sorry.
I'm not in the know.
Man.
I shoved me in the back of the house, and I just, brew the beer.
She makes the beer, but she's not allowed in the secret society. I see how it is.
Seems kind of rude.
Yeah, there's actually info on the Mug Club on the website. I saw it the other day. I was looking at it because I didn't know that the Mug Club existed, actually. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah,
so,
we were just talking about that before we started recording. My wife and I Mug Club.
Yeah, Mug Club.
Mm-hmm.
You get a glass and T-shirt, and I think it's now I think before we opened, it was $100 gift card, but I think now it's that we're open, it's $50.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I like one of the little bylaws it has is if you don't have your medallion on you and another club member asks you if to produce it and you don't have it, you have to buy them a beer. I think that's funny.
Yep.
And there's a bunch out. They'll ask. I've been with my husband many times. Like, do you have your medallion on you? And he'll pull it out of his wallet. Yes.
Of course I do.
I think it should work. It should work the opposite way. If they ask and you do produce it, they should have to buy you a pint.
Yeah, I think that I kind of like that.
Because you're trying to trick me and get me to buy you a pint, so I think it should backfire. So,
I agree.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Right.
Taking chances.
Yeah, exactly.
More of a gamble that way.
Right. Exactly.
For sure.
Yep. So. All right, well, again, thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun, so we will have to keep coming in and enjoying the beers you're making.
Yeah, next time you guys come in and ask us if I'm there, I'll take you to the back, give you a tour of my office.
Awesome.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Yeah, we certainly will.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks a lot again. So.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Bye.
Yep. See ya.
Okay, so once again, we're going to thank Shannon for joining us. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I always love talking beer, and
Yeah.
I think that's the first time we've talked to a beer master or brewmaster.
Beer master,
Metallica's new
master,
song.
yeah,
Beer master.
I'm sure that could be a whole song too. It'd be easy enough to do. You
Oh,
mashing
God,
your
really?
greens, yeah.
Pour in your grains.
Pouring your grains. I don't know why I said mashing. Yeah. Anyway, shows what I know about brewing.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's I wouldn't mind getting a tour of the old office, which I can only assume is the brew room.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, it's like the probably third or fourth brewer I've talked to, because I've beer fest. Me, I get a couple in, I just start shooting the shit.
Right.
That I have names in my phone of people at different breweries. It's like, oh yeah, just ask for me and I'll give you a tour.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have she's local to us, but we'll still have links for Black Cloister and some of the other stuff we talked about on the show. Like the Fermenta and Glass City Mashers and the Pink Boot Society.
Pink Boot Society,
sure. Yeah, I'll throw some links in there so you can have a look-see. And there's an article in a local paper that did a nice write-up about her that I'll include the link to that too. That I think you can look at. I don't think it's behind a paywall. So yeah, that'll be that's pretty awesome though. She was cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's always nice, too, because, again, like you said, we love talking beers, and we definitely love the beer at the Cloister, because we've talked about going there a bunch of times, and
for sure,
it's kind of cool to see, I'm sure it's cool for her to see and hear people that enjoy what she's doing,
Yeah, exactly.
As well as for us to know that the person making the beer is as passionate about beers as she is, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you said, it's got to be a good feeling for her to hear us we love everything you've made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for that one. No. Except that one time. Except for when you were out of Scotch Ale. Then that made Bryan sad pants.
Yeah, that was a bad time.
It certainly wasn't, though.
No, it was actually a great day.
Yeah, I was applying other things, Oktoberfest or whatever to my face instead, so it was fine.
Exactly.
So, yeah, 3 Christmas ales, though.
I'm serious about getting some of that fucking. Oops, pretty much a clean show.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm pretty much excited about getting some of that Imperial Stout.
Oh yeah, that does sound good. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm all excited about that Scotch Ale, son.
Yeah, for sure.
How you doing?
Barrel aged Scotch Ale.
I'm always in for those.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to.
I think I'm gonna have to have a half birthday or second birthday or something, and
we'll just go there because.
Yeah, you're right. We'll just not put any semblance of anything other than we're going to get some beers.
Yeah, just I
guess
mean,
that's fine.
I'm sure they'll put it on their Twitter when that stuff's coming out.
I hope so.
I'll just text her.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, when we get close, yo, hit me up. The Christmas beer thing I thought was interesting though because it's like Mommy Bay does the Blitzen,
right? And
she's talking about having a spiced IPA and other stuff. So I'm very curious to see what kind of Christmas treats they put out for us. So
I agree.
Yeah. Because, I love Blitzen, but it tends... Although, Mommy Bay did say that they are making, ungodly amounts of Blitzen this year. So...
Well, they have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that beer goes so fast, yeah. So I'm curious what Cloister puts out, too. Because, I'm not a huge, Christmas beer fan, but I'm certainly willing to to sample some pints.
Oh, well, as is tradition,
right?
Brian.
Apply them directly to the face.
Yes, apply beers to face.
Right.
Repeat as needed.
Right. Repeat until conditions lessen, or condition gets better or worse. I guess it depends on what your condition is.
Also true.
Yeah, but yeah. So, you got anything else? That's about all I got for
I'm good.
All right. Well, I guess at this point, we'd say take it away, Annalise.
Enthusiast this.